Hey, what's going on YouTube? I'm back again tonight with what I think is going to be the last video of the night. So, I guess the Skyline and the Civic here are both mystery cars. And I checked eBay. I didn't check the Civic, but this Skyline very rarely shows up on eBay. The Civic, while I have the casting, I have three different versions of the casting. I don't think any of them have that roll cage in the interior. I'll have to double check, but either way, these things are awesome, and I'm stoked to have them. So I'm going to give those a closer look, as well as this thing. That is super cool. Let's crack some cars. I'm going to do my usual order, my least favorite to most favorite, but also I want to answer some questions. Some of you guys have been asking me a lot of questions about the diorama. Been getting a lot of diorama questions lately. Alright, so no back tampos. It got two passes on the tampo press, one on each side. The cool thing, though, is that they do incorporate the brake lights on the side tampo, so at least the side of it is done. This is a really cool casting, though. I don't have it. I don't have the Expedition, so that is really cool there. So to answer some of your questions, the house here is a building that it's not really scaled. It's a little big. I made that. Just made it out of foam board from Walmart. I think the supplies for that didn't cost much. With the paint and the craft sticks and the glue and the foam board, it was maybe like 15 bucks or something like that. Didn't do a very good job on the brick. Didn't do a very good job with, you can see not all the angles are straight 90 degrees. But I didn't measure anything. And I basically just drew it out and cut it. And then what I did is, like, when I did this side of the house, I would trace that piece for the other side, and then I did kind of the same thing with the garage. So I didn't do a very good job scoring the bricks. The brick wall there is actually three-dimensional. There are some really cool how-to videos on that. I didn't do the greatest job, and obviously those bricks are way out of scale. But I did the door, like, did it to kind of give it the wood look, and I scored the foam board to give it the look of siding, and then just painted it. So it really wasn't that hard to do. I didn't put enough windows in it. The window is just actually, it's plastic from one of these. That's all I used for the window. So that's it. I didn't put a garage door on the garage, but it would be very easy to do that if I ever decided to. So that's the house. I was going to put a chimney on it too. I never got around to it. The house was a lot of work, I will say. The house took longer to do than the whole rest of the diorama combined. So it was very time consuming, and the result is, in my opinion, mediocre. Mediocre result for a lot of work. Now I'm glad I did it because it's cool that I made that. I think it's always cool when we as people can put our hands to work and create something. That's always really cool. I do have a little bit of an artistic side. I'm not good at being artistic, but I do like to be artistic. So that's the story with that one. This one here I found at a local train shop. It's just a used, new and used car dealership. It's just basically a square building I'm showing the side of the building there. The front of the building is over here. And it's a pretty cool little building. It's not nearly as detailed as the gas station. The gas station is over here. Oh, by the way, so this is a Walthers, Walthers, and it's an HO scale. If you were to buy this on Amazon or eBay, you would just type in Walthers HO scale building, and then all the little buildings they make pop up. This one was not really that expensive. It was under $30. This one here is pricey. Now, it's easy to see why. That is a Woodland Scenics built up building, HO scale. They have a bunch of different ones, and they're about 60 to 70, but they are very highly detailed. So that's what that is. So I purchased the gas station, and I purchased the car dealership, and I made the house. And I did all of that after building the diorama. So they've kind of accumulated since I made the diorama, which is why I made this lot here. This all used to be green grass. But if you go back, I did a video a couple months ago demonstrating how to turn grass into a lot. And you can see some of the dirt has come up. I didn't really glue it down the way that you're supposed to. So because of that, it's coming up. It's kind of messy to do. And honestly, if I could do this diorama over now that I have the buildings, it would be way different. And I'm going to be moving in a couple months, and I think I'm going to give away this diorama to a local collector, somebody that wants it. I am going to take some of the trees because those are pretty expensive. So most of the trees will be going with me, and the gas station and the car dealership will be going with me. But whoever takes it can have the house, and it'll be a good start for them to create whatever they want to create on top of it. So anyways, that's the diorama. That's the situation with the houses. Go online and just type in HO scale train set building. They have a whole bunch of kits that you can get. That's going to be your cheapest way to do it, is to buy a kit and build it out yourself. With that house there, I didn't get a kit. I just bought a foam board and started cutting it. And I glued the house together. Then I painted it, then I scored the brick, I scored the siding. I obviously did all that before I painted it. And then I added the craft sticks to it, painted them. And yeah, it's just a process. It's just like any other craft hobby. So anyways, that's that. I wasn't planning on taking that long for that part of it. But we're going to crack open some of these cars I got from Dreadnought. We already got the Expedition cracked open. Now we're going to crack this WRX, which is a sick little car. I don't have this one. I really wish that Matchbox would have brought this out as a civilian model. Maybe they did. I don't know. If they did, I haven't seen it. It would have to be a different tool. Or maybe they just retooled it or something, because obviously with this tool you have a hole in the roof for the light bar. But this is a dope little casting, and I really have an appreciation for Matchbox. They do the best job of getting quality and detail for a buck. Sorry, Hot Wheels, but you lose. And then let's go back old school here, 1987. I'm gonna warn you guys, all you carded collectors are probably gonna cringe at some of this here. Now this card, it's not like creased or anything, unless you want to call that a crease, but that's really the worst damage. The rest of the card is fairly nice. The blister's in pretty good shape. A little dent right here. I don't care about that though. Wow, just pops right off. Gotta love that. This is amazing right here. That is dope. That is a very cool car. I wonder if this is the same one that I have, or if mine's a different color. I don't even remember. But this is going to go in my vintage collection. I have some other really cool cars in that case that this is going to go, it's going to be perfect. Fit right in. This is back when Matchbox had the sprung suspension. Rolls really nice. It's very heavy. It's metal on metal. That's an awesome little casting, little Saab. Really cool. All right. So now I think the rest of this is where some of yous are probably gonna not be, or not like what you see, but oh well. All right, 2012. It might be 2013. The card is dated 2012. Nissan Skyline GT R34. Everybody loves an R34. Wow, this one's a little bit different. See, that's what I'm talking about with the retool. This is a different casting than the red one that just came out. This has a plastic spoiler. The R34 that is out right now, the spoiler is metal, part of the casting. But you still have all the Skyline detail. It's a little hard to see on this casting because it's red. But the brake lights and indicators are there, as well as the GTR emblem and the Nissan emblem. Interesting wheel choice. I actually kind of like it. Not a huge fan of the graphics, but they're not overdone, so pretty happy about that. All in all, a nice R34. It's going to be a nice addition to the collection. This was before I started collecting, so I don't really have, I don't have any of this stuff. I have some, but not much. So the next one, with a 2010 copyright date on the card, but the front of the card says 11. So from 2011, Night Burners, Nissan Skyline GTR R32. I'm still stoked about this box. It's incredible. I really like the gold lace wheels on this. Well, maybe those aren't lace. I know all of Hot Wheels wheels have names. I don't know what they are. The OE5s or whatever. I have no idea what's what. Never got that into it. But that's an awesome R32. Look at the detail on the back of that. That is not too shabby for a 94-cent car. Got some sponsor badges here on the rocker panel. What do we got there? I can't really read. I can't really read it. Awesome casting. Now, one thing I need to get that I don't have is I need to get a Kyosho R32. I have an R33 and I have an R34. But I do not have an R32. Alright, so I got 4 more cars that I'm going to open here. These are all on perfect cards. These cards are like perfect mint condition. Almost makes me want to keep them on card, but I just don't collect. I'm not a card collector, so I'm going to go ahead and crack these open. Starting with this. These are the, I think, second generation faster than ever wheels. I was I was a fan of the first generation FTEs. I thought they looked quite a bit better. But who am I to judge? Look, it looks great in red. Got a little flaw there, little tampo flaw, but you know, sometimes that happens with Hot Wheels. And that could actually just be damage from it being in the package, sliding around in there. It could be, but it looks like it's something that happened when the clear coat was wet. It looks like it just got smudged. This side looks great. Looks really good. Man, a little R32 is heavy. So there is the 510 in red. We have it here in gray. Same car, same graphics, same wheels, different color. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you some of the 510 Hot Wheels that I have. I think I've almost got the 510 set complete. This is a great casting too. I just don't care much for these wheels because it's all wheel, no tire. And I prefer more of a realistic look. But I really, really like the hood. How you have the flat black with the number and the sponsors. Little rally stripe. Looks really, really good. So that's the gray. And then the last 510, this one came out. Which one of these came out first? Actually, I think this one came out first, but I think it's the second release of the 510. So this one came out before these two. Now this one here came out same graphics with yellow paint instead of white. And I had that one, but it wasn't in mint condition. I don't even remember what I did with it. But I don't have the yellow 510. So I think that might be the only one that I need if you don't count any of the super rare like wheel variations and stuff like that. This one looks killer too. Red, white, and blue. You got the Datsun logo there. Hot Wheels Racing. That one looks really good. This one also has a black... Oh, that hood is... That is epic right there. That is so vintage Datsun right there. I love that. Red interior. So, out of these three, I like the white one the most. That's my personal favorite of the three. So, before I open the last car, I'm going to do a quick little show here of some of the other 510s. Now, I didn't bring out the Vintage Racing or the RLC or the mail-in. So those are three of the 510s that I have that I just don't have out. But here we have the Cool Classics, which I think is an extremely underrated 510. This is... Now, if it had Real Riders, it'd be my favorite out of all of these. I just love that Spectra Frost. So you got that. And then after the Cool Classics was the Heritage Series. I was able to find a bunch of these. I had 50 of these at one point. And then I just parted away with them because I knew that there was a car that's going to increase in value, but just there was other stuff that I wanted. So, but I know guys. I know one guy that has 200 of these. He's just sitting on them. I have a few. I think I have 4 or 5 of them left. Really cool car. I like it. Not my favorite though. This one is cool because it almost has the Safari or the Africa rally car livery to it. I actually have a replica of that car in 1:64 scale made by Dido, where it's like the car is red, the hood is black, graphics are somewhat similar, but mine says Africa up here. This one says Japan. This is still a really cool car. It's got these awesome gray steelies on it. So the Track Day car, this is from Car Culture, Track Day. It's an awesome car. They're all awesome. They're all so different, but they're so cool, you know. These are the only 2 that have real riders outside of the mail-in car and the Vintage Racing. So those are your only 510 sedans that have rubber tires from the factory, unless you find like a factory custom or something like that. The rest of them were just released with plastic tires, including the RLC, which has the Neo Classics on it. So this is the first generation 510 right here. It came out in 3 colors. I have 2 of them. So it came out in black and blue and copper. I need the copper one. So I need this one in yellow and I need this one in copper. And then I think that completes my set of these. If I'm missing any, you guys feel free to comment. But of all the mainline releases, this was my favorite mainline release. There are some variations of this car, some casting variations that are actually get pretty pricey, and it's an antenna variation. So this little antenna right here, if you have one and it's like a little squiggly line and not just a rectangle, then you have the rare variation. And I don't know what those are bringing, but I know they're over $50. These ones I think are up to around 20 or 30, which is kind of crazy. But they are nice. They're very nice. They all are very nice. Even these new ones that I picked up. So that's it for the Datsun 510s. As far as I know, I'm just missing the copper and the yellow. So like I said, if you guys know of any that are not here that I'm missing, please comment below. Not counting like crazy casting variations and wheel variations, because some of those are just way too expensive for what I want to pay, but I might at some point pick up those other 2. All right, the last one that I want to open tonight, we're going to go back to this. About 24 minutes already. So this is probably the most cringeworthy car of all the cars I'm cracking tonight. This card is, I wouldn't say mint, but it's very, very close. I think this is the Hot Wheels Delivery Series. And these came out in, it's an 09 copyright date on the card. And in this particular release, there was a 59 Cadillac Funny Car, a 34 Ford, an 83 Chevy Silverado, the Combat Medic, a 50s Chevy truck, and a dairy delivery. So this is the one to have, though. This is trying to think. This might be one of only 2 '83 Sylvies that have metal base and rubber tires. I think this is the only one that has metal base rubber tires outside of the green and chrome RLC. That's a $350 truck. The Super has rubber tires. There's a couple of them I think that have had rubber tires. The Modern Classics had plastic tires. I don't know. If you guys have any information, comment below. But here we go with this. I've wanted this car for a long time. I've never owned this casting. It's never been in my collection. I've had the Valentine's Day. I've had the Super, the Modern Classic. I've had all of the lifted ones except for the Hot Wheels Racing, off-road racing one, which is another one I'd like to have. But this one is totally new to me, and I'm going to crack it open. I really like these wheels, too. I know a lot of people don't like these wheels on this truck, but I think it looks really good. My favorite wheels for this truck, though, if you remember the Pop Culture Star Wars set, the first one with the gold hauling gas or whatever it was, and then the Astro van with Han Solo, the van that the Princess Leia van from that set, the wheels that were on that are the best wheels for the '83 Sylvie, in my opinion. They looked, I did a custom with them and it looked really good. So enough about that. Let's do this. Go ahead and cringe. Go ahead and talk smack. Tell me I'm an idiot. Blah, 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 blah. Wow. I didn't know that was a flat black. That looks so good. That looks amazing. That just looks so good. Damn. The glare of that blister just, like, you can't even, it looks like a totally different car out of the blister. So both side tampos look to be perfect. The rear tampo looks to be perfect. The only flaw that I can see is on the hood tampo, and it's so minor. If you look at the right side of the Edelbrock, you can see a little bit of white in that black border. That is the only flaw. Well, maybe a little on the left side too, but not a big deal at all. And now a big oily thumbprint on the roof, which I'm going to wipe off. God, this truck is so sick, man. I love it. Metal base. I really dig these wheels and tires on it, too. That is dope right there. Alright, let me take my greasy fingers off of it. Let's give it a look on here. I didn't realize it was a flat black. I've seen this truck loose a lot of times, and I always thought it was a gloss black. So that's pretty dope, though. I like it a lot. The white interior really pops. That is a sick truck. Couple of dope Silverados today, courtesy of Dreadnought on YouTube. Check him out. Man, very, very cool. All right. So that, my friends, is going to wrap up the video. We're a half hour in, so I know most of you have probably already turned it off by now. So just to recap, we got the Honda Civic and the R32. We have the R32 here. We have a couple of garage cars, one of them being a Chase. We have the Johnny Lightning Pro Street Camaro is what I'm guessing it is. The Matchbox Mercedes. That amazing Kill Bill Green Machine. That thing is like super sick. You know, now that I remember now, I have from Kill Bill, the package was just like that. The 71 Dodge Charger Green Machine, and it's a green body and it's awesome. So that'll be cool. Me cracking that open is definitely coming. We also have the Subaru Impreza and the Ford Expedition, and then the Datsuns, the 510s that came courtesy of Dreadnought are the gray one and the red one, and also the white one up here. And then let's not forget these two trucks. We got the Hot Ones. And the Edelbrock. So that's it. Thanks for checking it out. As always, I'll see you guys soon with another cracking video. If nothing else, to crack that green machine. You all have a good Friday, and I'll holler at you at the next one.